Alright. Best of 7 territory right now. Looks like you're realizing this as well. Already starting off with a bit of a cheesy play here. Bottom right side, Blue Zerg. Solar from the Kaiser Gamers. Top left side, the DPG. Red Terran, Cure. There we go. Alright, 2 barracks and a refinery. The refinery could just be there in order to get himself the factory back at home, of course. Does not look like that is timed out to be something with Reapers or Marauders or anything of the sorts. Very much surprised if that was the case. We'd have to have a stern talking to Cure if that was going to be the case here. Talk to him about that. He can get that gas a bit earlier in order to have those Reapers or Tech Labs building as soon as the barracks are complete. Did he just see those barracks? Oh, Solar saw. Guys, Solar saw. He noticed. He will have those drones already available here at the natural base, starting to mine a little bit. Now going to see that bunker going up. Needs to send those drones into battle. They'll do a bit of extra damage with those holding the minerals here. Getting rid of that first initial bunker, no problem. No problemo. It's a very far away bunker, but I mean, if it finishes, it should be able to protect this further along bunker. And I'm not sure if Solar even knows about this one. Okay, he does know about it. He's just kind of waiting for the Zerglings to join in as well. Ignoring the bunkers for the time being. Just wants to get a good surround going on top of those Marines. Doing a good job so far. Those Marines really getting dealt with very nicely. One of the Marines does get into the bunker though. The other one's not so lucky. This may still work out quite well for the Zerg units. Need to get rid of that other Marine, and now only with a single Marine remaining and a single bunker. That is a tough start here for Cure. He did get 6 workers overall, but he doesn't have any production at home, and he doesn't have a second base. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. I think this may be a loss here for Cure, but you know what? Who knows? Who knows? I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Starts up a command center. Let's see if he goes for the 3rd command center here as well. He's going to lose 2 more Marines on this side of the map. We'll start a Hellion. It's almost ready. More Zerglings coming up here. That's fine. I'm going to try to keep that Hellion preoccupied with a single Zergling every single time. That's a cool bit of micro here being utilized by Solar. Minimizing his losses, sacrificing a single Zergling at a time. Don't see that type of stuff enough, really. Pretty cool to see. Overlord coming in for the scout as well. Very important stuff right now for Solar, of course, to figure out what exactly is going on in Cure's base. Is Cure, I mean, on the back foot, right? He can get desperate. He can try to do some weird stuff. He can try to get himself a 3rd command center, as we said before. Instead, he is gonna try to get himself back into this game overall. With the 2 barracks, a factory, and a starport here. Most likely will be the medevac drop with a lot of Marines right there somewhere in a point later in the future. It's not going to line up as beautifully as it normally would due to the Hellion aggression at the start. I mean, sorry, the double barracks proxy at the start. Clearly that's what I meant. You guys already probably knew that was what I meant. Alright, Overlord is going to get sniped away. And that is actually quite the hefty supply block here for Solar. Who still is not making Overlords right now. Maybe he's out of cocoons or out of larvae to really do anything with. He's still supply block. There we go. Now finally starting up that Overlords. That is a rough one. Making 2 Overlords right now. That is an incredibly rough one. Oh, this is why. He's making a lot of Zerglings. He will be getting into the main base. He's going to get rid of all of those Marines as well. That's a great start here. Nothing in the wall because that's where the command center was. So no way to really hold these Zerglings at bay. Good bit of concaving though with those SCVs. A lot of them are still alive. That's also a good thing, of course. Cure, yeah, Cure holds on for now again. Only 9 workers behind. Actually, a little bit less now because we have more structures being built here for solar. Extractors to be precise. Alright, Baneling Nest on the way. This was the lair attack. As Cure is just still bulking up, beefing up that force. I am still anticipating a move out with the medevacs and the marines here. I mean, he could bring the Heinz and the siege tank along as well, but that's just a lot more committed. If he loses that, very likely that he will lose this game. The marines, it's just a lot easier to make a push with and still be able to just pick up and go, right? But yeah, no, this is the more committed attack, taking along 2 siege tanks, not just 1. Let's see, army supply here for Solar. It's not that magnificent. Doesn't have any banelings of his own. So that could be a problem. Siege tanks sieging up a little bit further away than I would have liked to. I suppose, well, they're off of creep, right? That's the important bit here. We'll be able to force the engagement. Banelings have been completed. Gonna take a while before they have that baneling speed, though. Most likely not gonna be an easy thing to take here. On the other side of the map, Zerglings trying to get themselves on top of the supply depot. No, well, alright. Won't do that. Probably a better idea. Solar keeps the creep tumor alive. Also, always a good thing, of course. More of the banelings on the way in the production tab. And yeah, I mean, Cure, time is ticking here. Baneling speed is about to finish up, and it looks like Solar already quite confident enough with his positioning here that he's even going to send most of his forces on to the other side of the map here in order to try and intercept reinforcements and just break open the wall of Cure. He sees that there's no wall of, well, there's no siege tank sieged up. Oh, wow, that is massive. Yeah, that's not going to be salvaged anymore. That is just a straight up, oh my dear lord, I'm about to lose everything kind of amount of circlings here with the banelings as well. As Cure is fairly hard considering moving everything back here. Or maybe moving everything into the Zerg base. Yeah, that is it. GG is called. Nothing you can do anymore at a point like that, can you? No sir. No sir indeed. That's all he wrote. Going into game number 2 will be Submarine. Submarine, a map that is known for its shortness, its smallness, and quick successive timing attacks. Alright, should favor Cure here, of course. Alright, there we go. Best of 7. 1 point for the opponents of the man in the top left side here. He's the Red Terran. He is from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Cure. Bottom left side is on the opposite side of there. But then still on the bottom, a blue Zerg player fighting for the, not the Afrika Freaks, the Kaisi Gamers. Solar. Wow, Solar's being very, very fortunate with his Overlord movements here, isn't he? I hope I didn't just jinx it, of course, for him. But so far, this is actually... Oh, no, that's not going to get scouted, is it? Unless if a second barracks gets plopped down. Wow, okay. Woohoo, that is close. Oh, the edge of it. Overall there, being scouted. Of course, this position is still quite difficult to just send a lot of drones in there. As the SCVs have a lot of area to walk back and forth between these two places. And it's a long walk around for the drones to get on top of the other side. Solar's still going to try and do it, though, of course. Solar being Solar. Not even making his... oh, he went for a spawning pool. Wow, he went for a spawning pool first. Imagine that. Imagine 2-rexing somebody that is going spawning pool first. That's not gonna work. Even building a Roach Warren right now. Jeez Louise. Solar not messing about. will be able to do a very, very decisive counterattack as soon as he smashes the Marines here out of the barracks as well. At least that's how I envision this going right at this moment. First bunker, he's like, oh shit, there's no hatchery here. There's no abort. Back the F off, guys. There is a spawning pool first. We're in a lot of trouble. Actually, the hatchery's being built over here. That's a very cool place for solar, actually. Kind of just mixing it up a little bit. That's a very smart play, actually. Wow, that is brilliant. In fact, just not building your hatchery at the place where the Terran would anticipate it, and then you just already have a delay in this push, right? And those bunkers being set up in the correct position. A couple of Zerglings here on the other side of the map. There will be a bit of a repair going on. It should be okay. More Zerglings going across. And there's the roaches. Are the roaches still going to be in time? That's the question here. I mean, there's still a lot of Marines. Now, Marines don't even give a hoot about the roach numbers that are available right now. Especially if they do have those bunkers ready. Still be a bit of trouble here for Solar, in fact. Just have those full Zerglings still continuously just shooting away. Wow, I can't believe that Solar's actually still gonna lose this this hatchery right now. Right? I think so. Oof. He's gonna go for the base trade. With his... Okay, that is not something you see every day. Yeah, down it goes. Just like that. All a lot left. There's a Cyclone on the way on the main base of Cure. That's the roaches now. Going to start adding in that extra DPS on the supply depots. More SCVs are going to have to be pulled. Trying their best to keep everything alive. That is enough repair going on indeed. SCVs being picked off so far. But the Marines now in the main base. Already on top of absolutely everything here. Solar, how did this fall apart so quickly? For a man that prepared and did everything in order to try and get himself the best shots at victory here. It just really didn't work, did it? Well, he still has those roaches, I suppose. Only 2 Marines remaining here. You know what? This may still work out for him. I think it may... well, there's a Cyclone here, to be fair. This is rough. This is a rough one to call. I mean, both of these players only on one base. 18 workers killed versus how many? 8. Well, Cure's still ahead in the worker counts, though, to be fair. Solar just purely making more and more roaches, more Ravagers. All that good stuff. These Cyclones, man, the micro on those Cyclones really being able to keep Cure in this game right now. Ooh, come on, keep the lock-on going. There we go. Gets another roach. Gets a good repair going and another lock-on. Not bad. Another lock-on right there. Shoots down another roach. GG is cold. Solar taps on out of there. Cure ties up the show. Ah, beautifully done. Beautifully done there by Cure. I don't know how he did it. He got scouted. He got spawning pool first against him. Yeah, a 2-rack still succeeds. Yeah, where I thought it would never really quite succeed. Very much surprised, actually, with how that worked out. But you know what? It did work out, so who am I to complain about it, right? Here we go. Game number 2? Game number 2, I believe. It is. It is game number 2. No, wait. Game number 3. I'm sorry. I'm a crazy man. Crazy man. Oh, sound. There we go. Game number 3. Let me think back. We saw first and foremost, we saw Light Shade, I believe, between these two, right? It was Light Shade. Then we saw Submarine. And then we saw Gigantha, which is this map right now. We're seeing Gigantha now, so that would be 1. And then I believe 2, and then 3. So that this should be the 3rd map. Okay. Whew, man, they say never do math on stream, but I think I just did it. Got away with it. I think I did okay. In the top right side, we got a blue Zerg player fighting for Kaisi Gaming. He is Solar. In the bottom left side, the red Terran player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. Cure. Alright, both of them going for the quick expand this time around. No shenanigans, no crazy. Nobody trying to just slam their head in the wall. Now, this is a very Zerg favored map, to be fair. So, if there is anything crazy going on, I would assume it's going to be from Cure, right? Trying to throw a wrench in the gears of Solar here. Oh. Solar gonna lose a couple of Zerglings here, perhaps. Only loses one. Alright, fair enough. Gets himself that quick third hatchery, though, of course. I will not be delayed. It's one of the main priorities to be able to accomplish here as a Zerg player. Don't let the Reaper delay your third. And he managed to avoid that situation, so... You know what? Good for him. Good for him. All right. It is going to be the 2-1-1 here from Cure. We've seen this a couple of times before. Wondering if it's going to work out this time as well. Not just a build you can utilize against the Protoss players. Oh, clutch save there with the Spore Crawler. A little bit too early with remaking it a drone, but fair enough. Does save it again. Works out in a long haul. Overlord there, a bit of a shame. Does get shot down. So does the Reaper, though. The Reaper costs gas, so... You know what? Overall, point on the board there for Solar. Though we did lose 3 Zerglings as well, so... Guess we're gonna have to redact that point. Kind of give it to Cure here. It's a slight one, that's for sure, but still. Alright. I always hate this as a Terran, right? Whenever I do play Terran and it's just a couple of Zerglings there and you're like, wait a moment. I don't have anything behind my wall to really deal with this right now. I'm just going to have to repair this endlessly. Okay, Solar staying on the ball here. We'll be able to get those queens on top of the Medivacs. The Medivacs quickly jump into overdrive, though. We'll try to go into the main base. A bit distracted with where the main base is, though, it looks like. And alright, do turn tail and run the other way. What's up, AK? How you doing? Welcome to the New Year's Eve stream. I'm not gonna go all the way until the new year, but we will have a bit of fun. We will have a bit of fun here with the StarCraft 2 for a little while longer. We'll do this at the end of the best of 7, and then I'll say my goodbyes. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We're not there quite yet, but man, oh man. We cannot wait for 2020 to be over overall, so... Ugh, jeez. You good? How about me? I'm doing alright as well. Doing swell, just kind of chilling. Watching the StarCraft, having a ball. Oh, this is a nice little bit of a casual Zergling interception right there. 3 Marines to bite the bullet. Do we already have a Baneling nest? Yes, we do. Do we already have Banelings? Alright, yeah, we do actually. 4 of them. Oh, that is not where I wanted to go. There we go. Those banelings, that's one siege tank shot, and they should be gone. That's exactly what Cure manages to do right there. The Zerglings still struggling, though, against these... sorry, the Marines still struggling against the Zerglings, as the siege tank's not really helping out in a situation like this. You hope 21-21 will be better. Yeah, I hope so at that point in time. If we're still alive as a human species, I hope 21-21 will be a lot better than 2020. But who knows? Maybe it will be worse, right? Maybe it will be worse. 21-21, imagine that. People being born right now, they're going to be 101 when it is 21-21, right? It's like an age that we will never see. People that are already at an understanding of language and such, right? Most likely, unless if you're like, I don't know, 3 or 4 and already kind of have the grasp of words at some point. No. There's no code today. There's no code. But, yeah, 2020. People that are being born today and people alive today are going to be able to witness that age. Imagine that. Alright, siege tank's finding a good position. I hope I'm still casting StarCraft actually at the year 21-21. That would be cool. Ooh, this could be nice. Siege tanks gotta have that target fire on top of the banelings here. Some of it does manage to land. Third base for Cure also starting to be taken here. Important to note, he's not sitting still while he is doing these types of pressures, right? He's forcing out Zerglings, he's forcing out banelings, he's forcing Solar to continuously keep spending that money on, well, instead of economy. More work, more workers. Instead of more workers, he's getting more army units that are being mauled away at by these Marines. And the Marines actually get quite a bit of work done right now. Good spreading happening now as well. A great bit of reinforcements comes in. And I think we may be at a point of no return anymore. Solar investing quite a bit in the defense of the 4th base. And he's not going to be able to keep it up. I think that may be it here, guys. I don't think that is any points of return here. That should be all that Solar wrote. And, well, after the GG, of course. GG is called. Cure takes game number 3 as well. Can't lose our best commentator of StarCraft 2. I mean, if we lose StarCraft 2, I think we can do without the best commentators in StarCraft 2 overall. Also, not really me. I appreciate it though, but truly not really me. I'm like a good D tier caster, really. That's why that's my comfort zone. It's my comfort zone right now. Best of 7. Let me get the scores. There we go. Alright. Game number 4 coming up right now. Bottom left side, the red Terran player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. I'm gonna go back to him in a moment. Cure! Told you we would. Top right side, the blue Zerg player fighting for the Kaiser Gamers. He is Solar. Ah, just way over the top there. Going all the way across the map almost. Imagine that. When you're introducing like the player in the top right side, the blue Zerg. He is fighting for Kaiser Gaming. He is Solar. No, it's when you do too much. Too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. I feel like I'm already on the verge of that already anyway. Alright, Cure. What we up to over here, buddy? What's the plan, Stan? reactor. Factory rather far away from that barracks over now. Could be a sign that he is more so aiming to get himself the quicker marine aggression going. See if he gets another barracks here or not. 150 minerals have been acquired. Barracks? No barracks. Alright. Starports? Starports. Alright, could be Banshee play here. Could be a sign of the Banshee play. Solar? What's Solar up to? Solar. Just droning like a madman. Probably wants to see what's going on in the base of Cure here before he really commits to anything. Sees that the factory is relatively far away from the barracks, so he knows it's not likely to have a lot of Hellions involved with this. Also, we didn't get a tech lab over here, so will be a medevac instead. Ooh, Cure finding the Overlord. The balloon in the sky will be popped. Bit of blood does come out of that one. The blood bank gets shot out of the sky. So Zerg blood is red, right? I think they have the same blood types as us. Probably not, right? Probably not. They probably all have the same blood type, right? Because the transfusions work on all the units. They don't have to like switch around blood bags or something like that. An instant injection already is enough. If they are injecting them with blood, that is, of course. Alright, Solar here once again, kind of going for the Baneling Nest together with the Lair. The Lair attack, I think that should be, again, possibly, quite possibly actually, the Mutalisk play. We did get ourselves some Banshees in the end, so we'll be waiting for the second Banshee to be arriving as well, it seems. Oh. Alright, no, never mind, we'll be going in regardless. Already a Spore Crawler assembled in this main base, though. A lot of the Queens now moving towards that main base, but no, never mind. Changing their pathing right now to try and deal with the Hellbats and the Marines here. Oh, it's quite a good amount of Banelings, though. Not finding the best connection, but getting a reasonable one. Dealing with 3 of the Hellbats there overall. That's still very much worth it. Rest of the Banelings not having as much luck. But it still seems to be enough here for Mr. Solar to hold on quite nicely. The 2 benches really now in charge of being able to obtain any type of damage still. So if they will be, let's see if they still will be able to get something done here. So far, not really. Not really at all. About 2 worker kills in total. That's it. That's it. Already has an Overseer here. 2 Banshees. I mean, it's probably the least amount of damage I've seen 2 Cure Banshees do, really, in any TVZ ever. Like, Cure is infamous for his Banshee play, right? If you get 2 Cure benches against you. You better make sure you have 3 spore crawlers in every base and 5 queens as well. Otherwise, you will still lose half your mineral line. It's gonna happen. And here we have Solo with really minimalistic kind of overall committal to the Banshee defense. Still being able to do extremely well. Nice pickup there on the Marines. Picking up Marines, that's just one of those tiny things that is underestimated by a lot of people. Alright, because if you right-click on the medeffects right now, the medeffects are just going to sit still. Going to wait for the Marines. The Marines are going to wiggle around, so you have to actually send the medeffects across the Marines and then have the Marines go into the medeffects afterwards as the medeffects are crossing on by. Wow, this is not going well. It's not going well at all for Cure here. Solar finding a lot of damage overall on the offensive units. And Cure's going to have to just kind of take a step back. Hopefully find himself a bit of an opportunity later on. He's starting to make some Thors. Getting in the Widow Mines as well. The Widow Mines probably a very important part of this composition in order to get himself back into a fighting position. But right now, Solo definitely in the driver's seat. Should be able to even get himself another base if he does so desire. That's with him not having gotten any of the upgrades just quite yet. And 2-2 already on the way here for Cure. Do we already have an infestation pit? No, we do not. I'd like to see the infestation pit kind of starting up at the same time as the 2-2 for Solo. Because that would mean he's going to be able to somewhat keep up with the +3/+3 upgrades. There we go. That's that infestation pit. Nice. Alright, Solar and I on one wavelength here. Once again, it seems. As is typical. As all the other pro gamers, of course, as well. On the same wavelength as me. It's just what it is. Can't help myself. I'm going to reiterate that every single time something like that happens. Which is about once every 5 weeks. Alright. On top of the engineering base, that could be a bit of trouble. Most of Cure's army is out and about in the middle of the map. It's going to cost himself a lot of those SCVs in order to keep those engineering bases alive. But I suppose those SCVs very much happy to sacrifice them in order to make sure that that upgrade advantage does take place. Oh, that is a nasty bit of Baneling connections right there. Does get out of there with the Thor also, but yeah, Solo just gaining more control on that side of the map right now. It's going to be hard to see, really, just envisioning Cure pushing through this location here and getting on top of a base. It's just incredibly difficult, especially with having to deal with the Mutalisk at the same time as well. Unless if he just has, a good amount of Widow Mines here and a Thor. Alright, that should secure that area, so opens up his mind space overall for the Micro and control of the units here on the middle bit. The majority attack. Say majority attack. I don't think this is the majority of his army, really. I think that is just a little bit below half of the well, maybe I'm wrong actually. That's still quite a bit, isn't it? Alright, here we go. Very nicely placed bunker there. Look at that. Alright, cool stuff. Widow Mine there. Kind of a bit of friendly fire also. But the Marines and the Marauders, the Thors and the Widow Mines will hold strong in this situation here. Still a lot of Widow Mines also. Ooh, doesn't quite get the Overseer. That would have been nice. Thor comes in and saves the other two the Widow Mines there. Important thing to have happen. More Marines joining in the fray this time around. But again, another run by with the Banelings here actually taking out the supply depots. And that's going to be quite a couple of dead SCVs right now. But on the other side, we do have Cure making some progress as well. Making life quite troublesome for Solar here. Ooh, that's a lot of killing though going on. Yeah, I think Solar will be able to clean this up eventually right now with the reinforcements that is coming in. More and more Zerglings are on the way. The Banelings here being able to deal with the bio relatively well. Just don't use the Banelings against the Thors. Okay, it does use it against the Thors. May just even be okay still. Although, you know what, now the Mutalisks are going to have trouble. Yeah, this is, this is still on the knife's edge, really. The army supply for Solar suddenly actually only had 48 supply. 87 here for Cure. Cure has just been able to spill in these units one by one. And the Cure train seems to be going to victory right now. As Solar is being stampeded all over the face. There we are. Yeah, GG is called. Wow, I really thought Solar was going to take a bit of a victory there in that, at least that engagement, but not quite going to be the case. Alright. Alright, that was map number 4 going into Cure's favor as well. That puts Cure on a 3-map lead, doesn't it? I think so, yeah. We're going to go into map number 5 here with Cure. Well, he is, of course, 3-1. So he's on a 2-map point lead, but that is still very impressive. Still very, very impressive. Can Solar bring it all back? That is the question here right now on everyone's mind. I need to have this a bit higher. A bit more to the right. There we go. So I can actually sit upright. There it is. Lovely. Alright, let's see what happens in game number 6. Hold up. Hold up. Alright. There we go. Game number 6. Alright. There we go. And split that up. 1 point for you. 3 points for this man. Game number 5. That's where we are. Yeah, that's where we are. Game number 5. Sorry, this... No, wait a moment. Yeah, it is game number 5. Wait, I'm going crazy here. Wait, am I going crazy? Hold up, hold up. Let me double check this. Let me double check this, guys. Hold the phone. Why can't I see this? Do we still have anything of that open? I do not. Alright, well, this is embarrassing. We'll just go on like this, alright? In the top left side, a red Terran player. I believe I'm right. But anyway, 3 points. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Cure. Bottom right side, the blue Zerg player fighting for the Kaisi Gamers. Solar. It's always more fun to introduce the Afrika Freaks players. You know? Don't have to go with the regular branding kind of term of gaming or esports. That type of stuff. What else generic name is there for esport teams? Imagine if all the football teams called themselves like Manchester United Football. And then, you know, that would be their name. Football sports. Barcelona football. Yeah. I don't know. And then football doesn't even have the negative connotations next to it, right? As gaming does. For some people, at least. I suppose it did do in the early starts. It's how sports started. Like, just overall sports. I don't think it started all that long ago. Right, the regular sports as we know it as of today where people make money doing regular sports instead of just the, you know, the gladiatorial sports battles. I suppose you can make a case about that as well, still being a thing. And then maybe like some very wealthy princes and stuff like that. But just overall for the public, I don't think that has been a long time thing just quite yet. I could be wrong on this actually. I've not done extensive research or anything of the sorts, but this seems to be the case, right? Alright, like the target fire with the queens there, trying to pick off every marine they can. But Kyo also doing a good bit of micro there with the medevac, moving it backwards, target firing himself as well with the marines. Gonna get himself another overlords here. Not bad at all. Get out of there with all the marines intact still as well. Having lost one earlier on over here. Alright, gonna go for the drop once more. This time around, a bit of a mistake perhaps. Alright. Q still has a good amount of Hellions here, of course. Ready and try to make that interception happen. The interception of the drones, of course. Banelings here, a good tool, but not a good tool against the... Wait, do we have an armory? We do have an armory. Okay, that's okay. Here we go. Alright, shit's about to get real here, guys. Hold the phone. Alright. Oh, God, there it goes. Okay, that's alright. That's alright. 3 more Banelings are on the way. Those Zerglings trying to come in from behind. Banelings need to be targeted down by the Banshees. Okay, good splitting going on as well. Ooh, that is rough. That is rough. Banshees already gone down. The Hellbats also not having a good time against those queens. Really, the Banshees there as well. Supposed to be giving a lot of extra firepower against those queens. But, you know, with the Banelings coming in at that pace, just kind of busy trying to get rid of those. But the Banelings even still being able to do a little bit of damage there as well. Now, 4 workers go down because of the aggression of Cure on the other side of the map here. Solar on 69 workers. Giggity giggity. Versus 47, which is less giggity giggy, yeah, but it's still alright. Still alright. Cure's in trouble though, right? Not really quite sure how he is supposed to dig himself out of this one. Solar a bit freed up to do whatever the hell he wants to now for a little while, since he dealt so incredibly well with the Hellion aggression. Alright, 6 Hellions. 6 Hellion City. Alright, just barbecuing some creep tumors. Always good. He's transforming them into Hellbats. Alright, he's lost his marbles, guys. I guess there's no Banelings here. He's gonna get a good trade against those Zerglings. Bit surprised we have those Zerglings involved with this anyway. Alright. Suppose that was still good. It's got a Banshee as well, getting 3 drone kills. It's not bad. Now I'm going to continue onwards with medevac aggression afterwards. That was a very weird battle, right? Was it just me, or was that a very weird battle? Just suddenly transforming into Hellbats at such a late point in the game. Being like, yeah, this could still work. Who knows, it may do something, may not do anything, but at least we try. Luckily for him, Solo kind of skimped out on the Banelings there. So that's why it did work out, but otherwise just a couple of Banelings there rolling in immediately. That would have been the end of time things there for Cure. And then Solar also sending in all those Zerglings. Also quite a weird overall way to approach a situation like that. Right, Mutalist getting the heck out of there. Always love the Zerg that is getting ahead on cleaning up the rocks. Always a good sign. Get those changelings. There we go. Cure is getting in a very solid position as well, though, right? I mean, he fell behind quite heavily, but I mean, with a little bit more time... Oh, 2 Widowmines there. That is quite a nice shot. We'll be able to force these Mutalisks back quite quickly here. But yeah, as I was mentioning, with a little bit more time, I think we should have Solar again in a bit of... Well, not in a bit of trouble, but at least in equal footing with his opponent here, right? Uh-oh. Oh, Medivacs. Medivacs need to be with the bio in this types of situation. Creep spread for Solar has been quite immaculate, by the way. Doing really well. He's taking bases at an acceptable pace also. Still 1 base ahead on the Terran army here. But of course he still needs to deal with the Terran army overall. Which is now on similar supply as he is overall, so... It's not like he has a big bank here as he's maxed out. Really not the case at all, actually. If he takes a bad trade, he will struggle. He will not be able to just immediately remax at this moment in time. So he's going to try to buy himself more of that valuable time by doing a bit of Mutalisk harassment and finding an armory here. So that's a good thing overall. But, I mean, that 3-3 upgrade still going on. So, bit of a shame that he did not manage to delay that by a significant amount by getting that, getting rid of that. There's some reasonable trading going on again here for Cure. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's going okay for him, right? Kinda, they are trading equally. Probably Cure wants to trade a bit more efficiently, but I think that is going to be achieved here as he's, again, on 200 supply as well. Army supply is not too far apart, so I think Cure should be able to start trading more efficiently right now. Especially if they have a battle before Adrenal Glands and +2/+2 finishing up, right? So Cure does have that 2 extra upgrade advantage here, and he's going to have that for a while. So moving on forwards, getting a couple of those banelings. Lovely job. There's a lot more on the way where they came from. There's a lot more on the way over here. Alright, Marines kind of moving forwards. Got to be careful. As the banelings, they are finishing up right now. Well, the Widowmines. The Widowmines. Okay, that's a good Widowmine field, isn't it? Okay, ooh, setting off 3 of them already there. Trying to unburrow to make sure that he doesn't set them off unnecessarily, but so far definitely going to be the case. More Widowmines there, trying to be set off. And doing a good job so far, getting more of them. Solar is, of course. 2 Widowmines on the left here. Would be great if they did manage to get a shot off on those baneling numbers, but not quite being able to do so. Cure, he is slowly gaining more value overall in the trading, but he needs to start getting more bases out as well. I like the fact that he's taking the base behind the place where he's pushing from right now, right? It would be quite easy as well to just kind of think, alright, let me make the base over here. But taking the base on this high ground right now is the more favorable position in my opinion, right? Since you're already trying to push from this location, this is where your army is. As long as you don't fumble, this is the preferable position to be at. Makes it easier for the Terran to kind of push in, micro backwards towards those planetary fortresses and such. Here we go again. Talking about pushing forwards. There's quite a lot of Ultralisk right now getting on the hot end of those Marine numbers. Planetary Fortress are going to have to come kicking in here. Marines not allowed to be chomped up away by those Ultralisks too heavily, as the Mutalisk will have free reign of this area if they are not careful. That planetary fortress goes down. Solar finding an immense amount of value right now, as Cures is absolutely struggling here. And there we go. GG is called. Solar takes game number 5. All right. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Game number 5 going into favor for Solar there. Did I have that on a best of 9? Did I mistake myself? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's a best of 7, of course. Here we go. On match point, it's the Red Terran player in the top right side, a Dragon Phoenix Gamer. He is Cure. Bottom left side, the Blue Zerg player fighting for the Kaisi Gamers. He is Solar. Alright, Solar. 2 wins still required. Just 2 silly little wins, right? Needs to win this one. Has it tied up afterwards. And just needs to win 1 more. And that's it. That will be all she wrote at that point in time. Alright, sorry, trying to get ahead on all these messages that are coming in on my phone at the same time, and I'm sure you guys in the same situation here. Messages coming in left, right, and center. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing so far? Spawning pool first from Solar again. I mean, it worked out the previous time, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think that's the game he won. Was it? I think it was. But oh no, wait a moment. It wasn't. Oh, but that was with the 2 Rex though, so that's a game he should have won. And now we're not having a 2 Rex, so I mean, and Cure is scouting. That is not a good sign. That's not a good sign. It's not a good opener here for Solar to start things off with. It's not the end of the world, though, of course. It's just the end of 2020. Perhaps. And again, 2020 has been a crazy year. Who knows? Maybe it will find a way to extend itself somehow. Alright, bringing in a lot of SCVs here as well. Not sure if that was entirely necessary, but I guess he doesn't lose any of them, so... Alright, you know what? 6 Zerglings, just like that, grounded into dust. Nothing lost for the Red Terran at that moment in time. Almost makes you wonder, why in the world would you ever go for a spawning pool first, right? I guess if it doesn't get scouted, that is good, but Cure going for the scout quite consistently here. It's a shame. It's a shame. Sometimes it still works, I suppose. And you're safe. Well, you should be safe against the 2 Rex. But if you don't win against the 2 Rex either with the spawning pool first, I mean, it's just a lot less of a proper build at that moment in time, isn't it? He did go for the Roach Warren as well, I suppose. Did make it a weird one. Usually the Roach response is more so correct versus a 3 Rex instead of the 2 Rex. The more committed attack on the ground, and then suddenly the Roaches are there that will be able to deal with the Marines quite easily. especially with a couple of Zerglings around. And then you move across the fields and there won't be any type of cyclones there, right? Because you spend so much more money on the Marines. You're not going to have the cyclone response that was available there for Cure. The 2 cyclones. Maybe he's going to have 1 cyclone, but that's it. And then, you know, it becomes a lot more doable for Solar to just kind of rock the boat at that moment in time. 3rd base here on the way for Solar as well. As it is also for Cure. Alright, getting that circling as well. Alright, alright. Okay. Lair attack already being constructed as well for Solar here. No Baneling Nest on the way just quite yet, so... Unless if he already has it. No, he doesn't. Interesting, interesting. An even quicker Spire play, and maybe a lot more committed to the Spire play this time around. No, I was wrong. It is going to be a Roach Warren. Interesting indeed. We already have a single Banshee out. That is just going to stick to the single Banshee though. Will not grow in numbers, but still Banshee, quite the proper scouting tool here. Let's see where that Roach Warren is situated. It is in the natural base. Will not be scouted so far. The Banshee already taking a bit of damage here. The Lair, is he going to go for a Nidus network? That's my question here. He has an Overlord in an alright position. It's going to go for the 2 Evo Chambers. I think this is going to be the +1/+1 Roach timing attack. Could be scary. Could be scary indeed. It's quite an open area there on that 3rd base, so gotta be wary. See how Cure is starting to set this up as a defensive front. Just has a lot of Marines there, I suppose. Alright, Solar. With that +1/+1 on the way. The Roach speed also coming up. Banshee. Not having a good time. That Banshee is a very useful thing there versus the Roach attack. But I guess he's going to have to figure it out in a different way. He's going to have to try and deal with it in a different way as well. Already seeing these Roaches here. Now the Roaches on their own don't necessarily mean there's going to be a Roach attack here. In the eyes of Cure, of course. We do have a lot of these Zerg players now more recently going for the Roaches into the Hydras, into the Lurker play, right? That has become a standardized type of build order here for the Zerg players. So maybe that is what Cure is thinking about right now. Although we did see the 2 Evo Chambers as well. Oh, sorry. Alright, getting rid of a lot of the creep for the moment. A couple of Zerglings here. More drones behind this. 9 more drones, so it's not a fully committed Roach attack. It's making the infestation pits in the Hydra Den as well, so actually it will be the Lurk attack straight afterwards. This just defensive Roaches with the Ravagers. May still try to do a little bit of a pokeage during the +1/+1 completion, but maybe not because of these medevacs that are just rummaging around. Doesn't want to lose his 4th base here. Biling his own Roach. Ah, oh, what a poor son. What a silly little boy you were, little Roach. What a silly little boy. Having a rough day at work. Friendly fire. And friendly fire really is a nasty thing, isn't it? Oof. I think it's just a thing in video games as well. It really isn't. Like, the amount of friendly fire going on in an actual war in certain locations, in certain wars, man. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Makes you very glad that you're not in a war right now, somewhere in a Rimbu, because I mean, your friend's very, very prone to shooting you whenever they see any type of movements. Imagine being a general and having to write letters to people talking about, I'm sorry, your son died because of friendly fire. Oh, God. That would be bad. Right, Kure here with quite the army setup. There's a good amount of siege tanks, and Marauders Marines will be looking to start pushing. I believe it will be the 4th base. There's not a lot of creep spread here, so he has a good opportunity to do so. Especially considering that the Lurker... Well, I mean, the Lurkers are on the way. The Lurker upgrade's still a little bit further along. Vipers also coming out, but they are not on the field just quite yet. It's just a single Viper. It won't have any energy, of course, here for a while. So this base already being evacuated as... You know, the moment that that Kure kind of steps foot on the creep here. And Solo will just try to hold the ground on this left side of his 4th base and just take the 4th base in a different location right over here. There's a couple of roaches there as well. Needs to ensure that he won't just lose that base instantly by a single or a double medevac drop, which is still over there as well, by the way. So keep that in mind. Trying to talk to myself mostly here. Trying to ensure that I keep that in mind myself. Alright. Can start bombarding the lurkers right now. There you go. Grab it! Come on! Okay, let's do the drop. Thought for a moment he was going to get a bit lazy there. Oh, he goes for the yoinks instead of the blinding cloud. Thought we would go for the blinding cloud, but I mean, this is working out rather well also. Bit hesitant on the attack right now. The Lurker's also not quite contributing all as much, and that is another kill in this base right here as well. The 5th base not going to start getting created just quite yet. More Marines and Marauders trading out quite efficiently here against the Roaches and the Hydralisk. The Ravagers also going down. More medevacs going straight into the natural base, finding more value. Terran units absolutely everywhere. And Solar struggling to find a solution to this problem. He still has those Lurkers, of course, but they are in no place where it matters at all. That's this base right here on the, well, the newly established 4th base now. Under a lot of pressure. A lot of workers have gone down there. And as soon as those Lurkers get themselves removed from the location on the right, the 3rd base instantly under a lot of pressure as well. This may just be a moment for Kure to start taking this quite heavily into his favor. 23 workers, while he is also getting himself a 5th base and denying a 4th, and well, I suppose this 4th, killing the 4th and then killing the 5th, putting a lot of pressure on the newly established 4th base, I suppose. That's quite the achievement right there from Kure. And I would be very, very impressed by Solar if he does manage to push this backwards into his favor. There's quite a couple of medevacs right now straight into the main base as we have the Marines here. Ooh, careful. Alright, well, he's still getting himself some value there. The main base drop, though, that is going to be the more difficult thing to take care of. A big scan. Got to spread out those bio units a little bit. Not quite enough. Still taking a lot of AoE damage for the time being, but oh, those Lurkers, they are ever so low, aren't they? Not, yes, they are. Ah, they are just dying quite quickly. Now another attack already established here by Kure. Absolutely endless. Will immediately start shooting down more Roaches, more Hydras, and yeah, Solar. There was no winning that situation anymore. Taps on out of there. Kure takes game number 6. And will secure himself the final position right there as the victor of the into the ITaX Trovo